have a major announcement just in from Deftones, the band confirming what will certainly be one of my most anticipated albums of the year, and surely many of yours as well. After almost 5 years, the band has just announced their new album called Private Music, at a really interesting time for the band, considering today, right now, after all the years that we've been rocking out to Deftones, this band is the biggest they have ever been, consistently winning over fans generation after generation. And here we are at a special moment for this group, ready to deliver. Now, they are working with producer Nick Raskulinecz. I'm going to explain in just a short time why that is such a big deal when you look at the body of work that he has, especially the past albums that he's done with Deftones. But I had the great Stephen Carpenter on the podcast last year. He gave us a little teaser on what we could expect from that album. And here I am, earlier this year, had the opportunity to see Deftones sold out at Madison Square Garden, and this band is putting on some of the best performances of their career. We were hanging out after the show. It was such a great time, a show I will definitely never forget. Here's what he said at the time here on Rockfeed about what fans could expect from this album.
But here we are. We're working on another record, right?
Are you?
As you know, I do a couple days on the Dr. Green Thumb podcast, and I've talked about the writing process now really all through the beginning of last year. And, but when we got into this, the studio to actually where it was my turn, time to do guitars and all this, over the past, I don't know, let's just say 10 years, maybe it could have been less. I've bought a bunch, I've acquired amplifiers along the way, different heads and all that. And this record, I actually, got to bust all these amps out doing, the guitars. And I was like, all right, I've got this, reinvigorated love for an actual tube amplifier. There is something about that is just undeniable. It just can't be beat. And, I live in a world of both digital and analog, and they both have a role, and they're both amazing. And when used together properly, great satisfaction can be achieved. And that's kind of, like I said, that's kind of where I'm at now, but I'm not struggling with the programming of things no more.
Got all the obstacles out of the way,
Well, I've personally did a lot to strip away a lot of that stuff. Just, like I said, I actually have an Axe Effects in my rig, right? But I'm married to it because I used, on the Koi record, I used 4 or 5 different factory presets on songs, right? There's no way I'm going to achieve those effects with anything else. They are what they are. They came out of that machine, designed by those designers. I have to just use that piece of equipment to accomplish what I used it for,
right.
And with this record, I haven't used a lot of effects at all this time around. Not to say I didn't use any. I definitely got effects on there, and possibly more could show up. Nothing as of this moment, has gotten added to it. But my position has been, if I'm going to use effects, they're the effects that are actually inside of the Helix, because it's already there. And if I'm going to use any in there, I don't even want to go into changing them. I'm just going to use them as they were built from the factory. Here they come. That's what I'm going to use them as. Because should that device fail me anywhere, at minimum, I can go grab a new one from somewhere, turn it on, and those sounds are just right there in the box. I don't have to change nothing, So, I tried to make it a less is more this time around. All
right, so obviously so much to be excited about. Let's tell you everything that we know about this new record from Deftones. After nearly 5 years, Deftones has announced their 10th studio album called Private Music, set to drop on August 22nd. The lead single, a song called My Mind is a Mountain, is out everywhere now. This is the first full-length record from the band since 2020's OMS, and the announcement confirms all the speculation that's been building for weeks. Fans started getting hyped after the band began using cryptic teasers, including Roman numerals and the phrase Private Music, which of course we now know is the album's title. They've now confirmed this announcement on their website and through social media, including the artwork and the track list. Obviously, this is a great day for fans, including myself, who are very much looking forward to this new album, only a few weeks away. Now, For Private Music, the band reunited with producer Nick Raskulinecz. This is a big deal for longtime fans of the band, as he was behind the board for two of their most beloved albums, 2010's Diamond Eyes and 2012's Koi no Yokan. The new album was recorded in various studios across California, reportedly including Malibu and Joshua Tree, as well as in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, this is an 11-song album, a major step in the band's evolution, which they call a psychedelic voyage and a skull-rattling wallet. The statement continues that the album meditates on themes of the beauty and peril of nature, the challenge of cultivating a positive mindset, and visions of a journey beyond the physical realm. This points to a really introspective album from the band, and I'm really looking forward to the themes in this new music that they are ready to release. The official lineup for this record is Chino Moreno on vocals and guitar, Stephen Carpenter on guitar, Abe Cunningham on drums, Frank Delgado on keyboards and turntables, and bassist Fred Sablin, who has been touring with the band since 2021. The full track list for Private Music includes 11 songs after the opener and lead single My Mind as a Mountain. The album continues with songs like Locked Club, Infinite Source, Souvenir. The back half has songs like I Think About You All the Time, Milk of the Madonna, Departing the Body, among other tracks on this highly anticipated album. We also have a brand new interview with the band to talk about this record. They spoke to Zane Lowe at Apple Music, and here were a few interesting parts from this conversation. Chino Moreno said during the conversation, "We've learned we don't need to ram it into a 2-month period. We can live our lives separately and together and make it work. It should be enjoyable. I've made a couple records where it wasn't as enjoyable as this one, and you can feel the difference." So, this band has always been pretty direct about how they feel about things. They've been open and honest with their fans, and they seem genuinely very excited in this new interview from what I have seen. You also had Chino say this: "There's a lot of decisions we made while making music that were hard because they went against the grain, but it's not going to be a bad record. It's going to be a good record." They've definitely taken their time for this record, and that makes me all the more excited. Again, Private Music dropping August 22nd. The band gearing up to head back out on tour. I cannot wait to hear this new album from the legendary Deftones. That's your latest update here from Rockfeed. Be sure to subscribe with notifications on for the latest news and updates.